Thank you so much, Kian, as you give us a fully detailed, in-depth report on Mike Denbrock. There's a lot to talk about there, but there's also a lot to talk about heading into this football season. Many people are questioning, is this the year? Everyone said it last year. And then, is this the year with those key pickups? But is this a year for a specific player? We'll start with you, John.
If Notre Dame wants to make the college football playoff, it's going to come down to the play of Riley Leonard, which in turn is going to come down to the play of the offensive line. Last year, we saw Sam Hartman come in, highly touted transfer, and we thought he was going to lead us to an undefeated season, at the very least, maybe one loss, right? He's immortal, he can bleed sometimes, but really, he struggled a lot under pressure. I know Leonard is more athletic. I trust him more to scramble and improvise under duress. But I really think the success is going to come down to protecting his blind side. And led by Mr. Charles Jagusaw, one of my favorite prospects in a long time here at Notre Dame. Ever since 2012, when Notre Dame got routed against Alabama in the BCS championship, we've committed ourselves to building from the trenches. Marcus Freeman has bought into this philosophy. He said multiple times that it comes down to the offensive line for this offense to succeed. It's going to help running back by committee. We don't know yet if Jeremiah Love, Jadarian Price, who's going to break out there. Well, the offense is still figuring things out. They got a big game first week at A&M. Get the running back situation figured out. Let Leonard acclimate, especially under Denbrock's new system. As you guys have said, probably a lot of RPO. That's going to take some time for him to adjust. Charles Jagusaw, 6'7", 325. He is the prototypical modern tackle. Usually when you get that big, there's some diminishing returns, but he's got a background in basketball and soccer, so you better believe he knows how to move his feet. Oh, yeah. He has quick feet. He's got great bend at his knees. Usually those taller guys, they like to bend at the hips. That makes it a little bit more difficult for them to generate power on their thrust then. He avoids that. He's got quick feet on pulling, and he also is able to use his hands. He sat behind Joe Alt, who's another generational lineman out of South Bend, and in an interview, Jagusaw really talked about Alt's influence on him using his hands, as our nice host Jake Irons is demonstrating here. It's going to prevent defenders from driving into his chest, keeping them out front there. And I think you combine that footwork with his natural size and strength, get him another offseason in the weight room, he's going to completely dominate and lead this offensive line, which is lacking a bit of experience, so that Riley Leonard and this Irish offense can succeed.
You mentioned the 2012 loss to Alabama, which, as most amateur Notre Dame football historians know, had a pretty significant effect on how Notre Dame built its roster, what they want in a team. One of the other takeaways from that game, Notre Dame need to get quicker on defense. Notre Dame, in the modern era at least, the Georgia of the world, the Alabamas of the world, have athletes all over their defense. Arguably the most athletic player in the Notre Dame defense, Jalen Sneed. Sneed is the type of player that can, I think the biggest thing for Sneed is Notre Dame needs 2 new starters at linebacker. Jack Kaiser will come back. He's a name in pen. After that, it's kind of up to grabs who will take that position and make it theirs. Sneed's an option there. Also, Notre Dame's pass rush last year, it was good. It wasn't exceptional. They could use a breakout star on that edge. It wouldn't necessarily change the outlook of this defense. It wouldn't fundamentally change how teams prepare for Notre Dame, but it would make them a whole lot better. And Sneed has the quickness on the edge to get around these trenches and get around the stalwart left tackles and sack the quarterback. Sneed, I think, is the type of player who would make an already great Notre Dame defense one of the best in the country. And if Notre Dame's offense, I think we can assume, even if it gets a lot better under Denbrock in year 1, it's probably not going to be the type that challenges immediately for a national championship. The defense, however, if the right players take the next step, could be one that's on national championship level. And we saw in Michigan this year. You can have a S-tier defense and an A-tier offense. That could still be enough. Michigan built their team off defense and having all sorts of pieces and bodies in defense. Notre Dame is close to where Michigan is. They're still a few pieces away. Jalen Sneed could be a very big piece on that puzzle.
And you look at these two things, I want to respond with one thing. And this is something me and you have always said. Offense wins games. Defense wins what?
Championships.
There you go. I like defense. I am all defense here.
Unless, of course, you're Alabama and you have DeMonte Smith, Jalen Waddle, and a whole horse.
Well, yeah,
then you can kind of break the system.
That's a different
Notre Dame
story.
will not be doing that in year 1.
No way will they do that. But however, A&M at this current moment favored by 1.5 heading into that opening game with Riley Leonard, Mike Elko go head-to-head as he took the job from Duke to Texas A&M.